Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome in to Frontier Tarot. My name is Julie. Oh boy, what are we letting go of here? Death. Okay. Great way to start off the reading. I was like, we're going to have fun today. I'm like, I'm in a good mood. Things are happening. Life's, moving and shaking. And, I just really wanted to have a good time. And then the death card appears, but it's okay. It's all good. Death is good. It's the end of old things. Yeah, there you go. Nine of Pentacles. That's better. That's the spirit. Like, this is the energy I wanted. Exactly. We got the horse. It's going to be a change into the Chinese astrology is shifting into the year of the fire horse, which is perfectly embodied here with the red sky. So this is about fast forward motion. This is about fun. I mean, this horse is having fun. Sorry, I'm going to move this over in the center because I shoot this for YouTube, you guys, so it's a wider format. So if you're seeing this on Instagram, it gets cropped. But look at that. Look at how much fun, she's got a flower in her hair. She's got flowers around her neck. Some of you guys may be going to Hawaii. Some of you guys are definitely traveling. Maybe you're going to the desert as well, because I get this cactus energy. Great time to book a trip out to the desert. I mean, that feels really good. I've been feeling that myself lately. So if any of you guys are going, I don't know, anywhere, Arizona, Palm Springs, like that whole vibe, Joshua Tree, all that would be really good. Wow, there's another horse. This is the Knight of Emotions. So this is the Knight of Cups. So this is combining, so the Knight of, this is the Knight of Materials in this deck. Okay, I'm using the Muse Tarot, by the way, for those of you guys who are curious. The Knight of Materials and the Knight of Cups emotions coming together right out the gate tells me that you're combining what you do for a living with what you love to do. It's like these two things are coming together. It's like you're finally doing what you actually really love to do, not the stuff that's like around, what you really love to do. I think many of us have kind of skirted around like our talent or our passion or our gifts our whole life. It's like, people who are like, oh, I want to be in film, I want to be a star, but like they do like background work and they do things that are like, they're right around what they want to be doing, but they haven't actually done the thing that they really want to do. So the message for you guys is to start doing the thing you really want to do. Like, stop faking it. I'm getting like, stop pretending that what you're doing is satisfying. That hit hard. Stop pretending that what you're doing is really fulfilling if it isn't. Okay. And I'm sure there's a part of it that's very fulfilling, but they want you to focus in on that part that's really fulfilling, like the best part of what you do, and open that up. Okay. So it's really about going through everything right now and looking at the highlights or the times in your day or the aspects of your work that really make you feel amazing and that feel very natural. I love this energy because it's just so damn natural. Even though it's a horse and water, it's like that doesn't really seem to always jive, but there's just this natural elegance to it. It's a really good time. I'm getting the sense to refine what you do. This is really important for those of you guys who are kind of have your own business or are kind of developing your own brand or whatnot, or your personal branding. You're going through an identity shift. Get luxury, refinement. Like, don't hold back. I'm getting like at all. Those of you guys who are struggling with finances or whatnot, or have kind of had scarcity consciousness, they're like really like layer in like really good, like beautiful natural things that are luxurious for you. Like where you can, like maybe you can't afford like a whole day at the spa, but you can treat yourself to like this beautiful lotion, like your favorite lotion that you order and you have that for like 6 months, So making good conscious choices around like up leveling yourself, upscaling, I hate the glow up has become such a like used up word now. You're not a used up bitch, man. Okay, I'm just gonna say you're not used up. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I kind of knew I was going to be a little bit loopy today because it was just a feeling I had. I was like, all this energy, and then all of a sudden, like, weird things started to happen, and it's been a little glitchy, I don't know if you guys are feeling that, but I'm going to try and stay on track here because it's like these wild horses. It's like that energy. It just wants to run and pull. So impulsivity is something to really pay attention to right now. understanding the difference between being impulsive and being like passionate. Wow, that's a big one. Especially when it comes to like romantic relationships and things like that, or sexual urges, things of that nature. It's like, what's just an impulse, or what's sort of like an addiction, or like doing things that are just kind of reactive, whether, anything, versus doing something because you just really want to enjoy the experience. Okay. So this is like, they're showing me like people who like drink wine, right? Like sometimes we just drink it because it's like, oh, I'm emotional, I'm feeling stressed, so I just have like half a bottle. I do that, from time to time, more now. And then there's the idea of having a glass of wine. You're like, oh my God, I just finished this big project and I'm going to make a nice meal. And I just want to enjoy a beautiful glass of wine while I'm cooking and just relax. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, how are you approaching the thing? Like food, wine, sex, all that stuff, right? It's a good time to kind of reframe, I'm getting, how you approach these things. And swap out something. It's a good time if any of you guys are trying to let go of a bad pattern or a habit. Just swap it out. Not for another bad habit, but for something a little bit, I don't know, like just a little bit healthier or a little bit more like just beneficial for you. Like step out of it. Like you don't have to just go cold turkey is the sense I'm getting. Does that make sense? But overall, I want you to focus on your loving what you do and making money doing it. Okay. Like now is the time for these two things to come together. And I'm feeling this for myself personally, like this is what I love doing. Like I could do this all day long. Like this is fun, and now it's starting to monetize, right? So how can we monetize, the things that we just naturally love to do? Okay. It's not cheesy, they're saying, because like the cynical psychic might come out today too. The cynical side is like, oh, just like how you're supposed to struggle, you're supposed to work hard, all these things, all the programming. And that softer side, kind of more feminine side, is just saying, do what you love to do naturally. And it's not cheesy to create abundance around that. I think at least for me, I feel like I was programmed to think that like, yeah, you got to work really hard, and if it comes naturally, like there's no value in it. Like I just naturally was like this. I've just always been myself, super sensitive, super like, I don't even know. Like I feel like I don't even live on this planet half the time, but whatever. So I was always like that, but I was trained or programmed or taught to like have to work and get a job and do all the things and da. So that's what I did, that's what most of us did, right? I mean, that's just what you do, right? I mean, not for everybody, for many people. And now I think I get this sense that you guys like haven't really even gotten to that peak moment where you're creating a really fulfilling life that's also like secure and stable. And, it's like the two things are working together. It's like chocolate and peanut butter coming together. It's a really good time for you guys to marry two different things that you're really good at, like what you love and how you can make a business out of it, or, do what you do, but how can you also, lead the charge in that? There's a lot of leadership energy I'm picking up on for you guys. So it's a good time to like become an entrepreneur, start your own business, start to collaborate. Maybe, you've been running your own show for a while, and then there's someone over here who's running their own show, and these two energies can come together, and that feels really good. Coupling up, partnering up, really good energy for that, you guys. And it's like a natural thing, I feel like. Don't go looking for it, is what I'm hearing. Like, don't seek it. Like, just be open to it. That's going to be better. Be open and available is what they're saying. God, sorry. They're loud today. I'm going to try and settle back into the cards. Wow. The Lovers. As I'm saying that, look, the Lovers card is there. Okay, so this is like incredible, right? There more desert energy. I'm getting like Georgia O'Keeffe. Like if any of you guys are going to New Mexico, Sedona, go. Freaking go. You could really connect with someone there, or it's just a really good vibe place to kind of really collaborate in more ways than one. You know what I mean? Oh my God, that's hilarious. I know. I'm sorry. I'm super weird today, you guys. week. I've got like, oh, I've got a dirty mind. Nine of emotions, lovely. See, that's it. You're being elevated by what you love. Like the nine of emotions, she's just surrounded by all these things that she loves. So maybe for some of you guys, what you do naturally is a few different things that you kind of bring together to create your own product, your own offering. It blends, blending is really good. Like people, look at people do all kinds of things now. It's like, how do you put it together? How do you integrate all those things that you love into your beingness so that you can raise up, you can elevate your life? Just feel into that energy for a second because it's super awesome. And she's like chill. Like she's all like zenned out, you know what I mean? She's not running around. Like she's gonna be more effective when she's just kind of in her zone, when you're in your zone, when you're just tapped in, plugged in, like when an artist is working or a musician's playing, like same thing. It's like you're just in it. Okay, that's what they want you to get to. Everything else doesn't matter. I mean, other things matter, but that's the most important thing, is like that energy beam that's coming out of you, So really doing less is better. Just do it more thoughtfully. They're saying, again, this energy of like getting more, like a little bit more refined, like some more layers coming off in terms of the authenticity, in terms of being genuine, in terms of developing your own kind of style, your own language, all of that. Really good time for that. Very creative energy, like beyond. And this is amazing. So be open to things like weird things coming together. Not weird things, but like I love that when people do that, when they bring two really unexpected energies together. Like, I don't know. Like I'm also getting like the Beastie Boys, like, they just kind of fucked with your head, Like I love that. Like their music was just so like, what? At least the albums I was listening to back in the day. And I just remember loving that. Like, they just like shook everything up, They're like, we're just going to do it our own way. And like, I love that, like this is a time for originality stemming from blending all of the things that you do. Maybe you love to hike. Maybe you love horses. Maybe you love this. Maybe you love that. How can we blend all of these things together? Okay. For your own abundance. And when you're doing that, it's like your life. I get this a lot more and more lately with clients. It's like, you are your job, you are your work, you are your business. Like there's not a big distinction anymore. I think the direction we're all heading in is that sense of you being you and your life being supported because of the work you do in the world, and the energy you put out there. That's what matters. I feel. I'm giving myself a pep talk here right now too. It's like in the back of my mind, I'm like, I hope someone's recording this. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm recording it. You're responsible for all of it, but that's part of the message. This takes great responsibility because you have to have all those cups, These are all important. Those are all like what used to be spinning plates are now cups of and like awesome things. Like look at how beautiful all this stuff is. It's like all the shit you love, jewelry, meditation, travel, like blend things together that are, I mean, those all kind of go together, but throw in something that's a little bit of a zinger. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when they blend flavors together and it's like sweet and salty, or they'll throw a little kick in there. I'm getting like a little spice, right? Mexico would be a great time for anyone to go travel to Mexico. Oh my God, you'll be like, I'm not coming back. Some of you guys are literally going to be taking journeys or trips or travel, and like it's going to be life-changing. Like seriously, like definitely, we got this last week. Remember when I was like, get all your work done now, all the preparations, get your taxes done early, all that stuff. Because when this ripens, you're going to be like, you're going to be gone for a while. Like they want you to go. For those of you who are interested in having, a more of a global, lifestyle or whatnot, more travel, more experiences, all that shit. Very, very, very powerful for that. So get it all done now, get all those things kind of just understood, And I got this really sweet message this morning before I got on, and I was just eating like breakfast, and I got this download that was like, the best parts of you are inside of you. Like the best of me was in me. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I never thought about that, and I was like, I wanted to share that with you guys because I felt like certainly true, the best parts of you are inside of you. It might look like on the outside that you got this or you got that or blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't really matter. What matters is like the best parts are in you. And I think that that's what this card symbolizes. She knows it's inside of her for her to just put out, like, put out. Oh my God, I did not just say that. Oh my God. I hope some of my friends are watching because you'll fucking laugh like that. Like that's funny. I don't know. Oh my God. Sorry, something's going on. Don't know what it is. You tell me, but anyways, I digress. Yes, very reflective. Okay, this is like everything. This is shadow work. This is like rising above like all the shadow work you've done. This is very, very like, it's kind of an intense energy, but I feel like you've been down here and now you're like rising up. This is what I'm talking about with the refinement. I'm also getting that like kind of point. Wizard of Oz, that film always comes through for me as a reference. I mean, it's the hero's journey, right? And I heard it's playing at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Ooh, there you go. Desert, Wizard of Oz, like all that stuff. Like there's just this kind of really magical, creative thing that's going on for at least some of you, hopefully all of you. And it feels like it's because you're kind of coming up out of that really introspective time, I mean, you've had to go deep. We all had, and with the snake energy and all of that, like everybody knows what this feels like, and if you don't, I don't know, maybe you're not watching me, but regardless, I love this energy, like pull into that, like that drawbridge, and you just kind of go into yourself. And she's like, she used to be in the shadows and now she's like full color. So back to the Wizard of Oz is like when she steps out of the house into Munchkinland and it's like Technicolor, right? The film started in black and white and then ends up in color. That's what it feels like. Look at this weird little, see, that's what I mean. Like, look at, she's like wearing this like fox head thing. But that's what I'm talking about. It's like, do something odd. Do something a little bit unexpected. Ding, 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 ding. Like all of that shit. So cool right now. Like I get all that energy of like the 20s in Paris and like those crazy parties they had and like people wearing bird cages and like, all the artists back then and kind of like that very, that kind of resurgence, of that kind of, that time, very creative, really good for you guys to, get weird, I hate that word. I've been like trying to drop some words out of my lexicon because it feels so like it's not weird. Like that's like old programming that says something's weird, that's totally like it's good. And another message that I wanted to share that just reminded me of, it's focus on what you're letting go of, like what you're choosing not to do. Okay, this is really important right now. It's like give yourself a lot of credit for choosing not to get involved with a certain project or not to go out with that person or not to do these things. Like when you say no, even though you might want them, even though you're like, you really want to, like, I don't know, whatever you want, even though you want them, they might come in. Okay. But you don't have to go with it. Okay. So it's like, be really conscious of like saying no to things that don't feel right. That's just as important as choosing the thing that does feel right. Does that make sense? So I don't think we give ourselves enough credit. Be like, oh, I ordered a salad instead of pizza. Or, I went out on a couple of dates and I was like, that's not going to work for me. Like we choosing not to keep going into something, right? If it just doesn't feel, awesome, right? So there's a really good message there for you guys, is just to give yourself a pat on the back for not choosing bad shit, okay? Does that make sense? Okay. 3 materials. Okay, awesome. I love this card. Another card of like collaboration coming together. This is like, seriously, threesome. Jesus. Oh my God. I don't know who's in my head right now, but clearly there's something happening. Okay. So this is really a meeting of the minds. This is people coming together, collaborating. It could be like lovers, 2 people, 3 people, 10 people, who cares? It's not a standard approach. Okay, so maybe some of that like getting outside of the norm has to do with how your business or how your life is even set up from the beginning. Some of you guys are like, I don't want one partner, I want two, or I want to try this or I want to do that. Like, change it up, like do the thing that you feel most called to, most drawn to. This is really stable energy. So if any of you guys are developing a business or you have a business with 3 people, freaking awesome, especially if it's 3 women. Dude, that's some real, like good foundational energy. So if any of you guys who are listening to this have a business or you want to start a business that involves 3 women, perfect. Or if you're the 4th person and they're like, these 3 women are doing this thing, get in on that. Get in all that. Invest in them. Be a part of their thing. These 3 people have it figured out and they're amazing. And it's going to grow. It's beautiful. So just kind of a specific message there for someone who is entertaining that kind of opportunity, then I definitely say go for it. Expanding your social circle a little bit feels really good right now. The 2 of emotions. Okay, so there's the 2 of cups, basically. So, again, back to partnerships. It's all these connections, though. It's water, it's emotion, it's intimacy. Like, just really, like, I don't know. I get this feeling it's like a clarity coming through for you guys, like getting really clear on who those people are that you really want to be with, right? I mean, even if it's like your friendships or neighbors or, family members, like get like clear on who you really want to kind of spend life with, who you want around you. I think a lot of times many of us think that like we revolve around other people, or if those of you who've been, raised in an environment where there was like a lot of narcissism, you don't really feel very special. You don't feel like anything revolves around you, like ever. So we tend to revolve around other people. We make everybody else the center of attention, whether it's a friend or a boyfriend or a lover or whatever it is. It's all about them because that's just what we're used to, right? So now I think it's a good idea to shift out of that for sure, because especially with that 9 of Cups showing, it's like let things revolve around you. And I think that is sort of like a healing experience. It's like you kind of get to that point where you're like, it is me with me inside of myself. And if I can do the work in there and make that feel all good, then my life will reflect that. So that journey for many of you, I'm sure can relate to that. It brought you to this place now where you did all that healing. You really looked at yourself. You're self-aware. You continue to self-reflect. You continue to, not in a harsh way, but just as like wow, I'm learning and growing. And, we're assessing. It's good to assess, I think. I think just but you got to kind of do that on your own. You got to be with yourself with that. And carving out that time for yourself is critical. You can't be distracted all the time. It's not going to work anymore. Lots going to change, you guys. So look at this beautiful energy, like swimming. That's what I mean. Some of you guys just need a freaking vacation. Like, I mean, my God, can you imagine if it was like, oh, we're going somewhere for a week and you just can lounge in the pool and like all that, like just do it, do it now. Some of you guys are like, really, and I see this a lot with clients, like they're coming up upon big changes, they're going through new things, they're, just shifting and growing in like leaps and bounds. So it's really kind of a ripe time to actually, take action around those things that you really love, right? Yeah, the devil. They're like, I've had too much devil in my life. Yeah, I get it. The devils tend to like, people like us because we're light, at least, most of us. And so it just naturally attracts the dark shit. It's just part of it, I think what's important to know is that just because maybe we've had some challenges with that kind of energy, narcissism, all that in the past, doesn't mean we want to put that in the future. And that's the whole point of growing and learning and healing. Why we're here probably, on earth at this time is to like overcome this stuff. Like we're not going to just stay stuck, look, we grow, we change. I think many of us hit this point, and it's kind of like a lot of like midlife stuff where you're like, oh my God, like, whoa, wait a second, and we think we just stop. Like that's it. I'm grown up now, I'm just going to be responsible and do my thing. But that's not real fun, right? If you're just kind of like, All right, I guess I'm cooked, Not even close. Not even close. So this is where we have to kind of take a minute, calm down. They're like, calm down, Julie. Self-reflect, get clear. Clarity is key. Key. Clarity. So if there's one thing you do this week, just get clear on something. Get clear on the fact that what can you do that you love for the rest of your life, that you want to keep doing. Okay, it's like the same thing. It's like the artist paints, like they just have to paint. A musician has to play music or create music. Like, what is your thing? Okay, so I think that's going to help a lot. And I really, when I teach people, when I work with people, I like to keep it really simple because that's enough. Okay, everyone's like, but I need 10 more projects. No. Really, just getting clear on something that you love, like so much that you want to do it for the rest of your life. Whatever that is, just identify at least one thing. And I think that's going to help a lot because so many guys are like, but I want this, I want that, all up in the head and da-da-da-da-da. We're not doing this anymore. Stop thinking about it. You got to feel it. This is a feeling thing. All that water energy is your feelings. How do I feel? Ask yourself when you're around people, how do I feel? How does that person make me feel? How does the situation make me feel? That's a better place to kind of assess from anyways, because your mind is not going to help you because your mind is full of programming from the past. All it's going to do is try and fuck you up, and you've already done it enough. You're like, I've already done enough to myself, right? Back to this concept of like the inner critic and like, being a little bit too critical of ourselves, right? I think finding some gentleness and some grace around helping ourselves like let go of things or to kind of just kind of clean the board off a little bit, right? I mean, that takes love and gentleness, and that's a gentle practice. That's not a harsh energy, and we have to work. We don't have to. That's right there is harsh. We don't have to do anything. Even that feels like no. We allow ourselves to shift. We allow ourselves to be a little bit more open, a little bit more clear, a little bit more optimistic, a little bit more, self-aware and loving and kind. And it's small, simple things like that create great change. It's not the running around thinking about how am I going to do this and where am I going to go? No. I mean, I know this energy. Who doesn't know this energy? But that's because there's fear, usually, because you haven't really identified, well, this is actually really what I want to what I love, because we were programmed to think you're not special enough to care about what you really love, because back then, what you really loved was just freaking probably torn apart, sucked, right? Still does. Like, this shit's hard to get over. So some of you guys are still going through healing and letting go of shit that you thought you were done with. Like, give yourself a minute. It's totally fine. You're undoing a lot of crap. So let yourself just, be gentle with yourself as much as you can, okay? Yeah. Get some rest, sleep, temperance. Yeah, there you go. Patience. What an awesome card. Yeah, look at, she looks a little intense. She's like, she looks a little weird. She's like little Rosemary's Baby. Like, who is it? Mia Farrow in Rosemary's Baby. But like, take out her weird psycho eye look. Look at like her jewelry and like she's just, kind of cool. But like, also, again, another like back to like do something different, right? Like maybe this is an awesome way to go. Maybe if you guys are gonna like chop your hair off or do something like visually that makes you look odd or different, or like, that phase when everyone was like shaving their eyebrows off and, it's just weird, but like, I don't know, like do something different. If those of you are being called to, like, I feel like there's some of you guys that just want to have, maybe it's an attention seeking thing. That's I see this a lot where people will just do something really drastic because they just want the attention. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. We all do stuff like that, or we have. But I think part of you is like growing out of those things that you used to do to get attention. You're like, I don't have to do that anymore. Like, I'm just going to be myself. And therefore, see what happens once that is fully, it takes time to become like more real. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like a muscle. You gotta keep building it, right? You gotta keep working it. What a beautiful energy, though. Temperance is all about patience. It's all about balance. It's all about exactly what we're talking about, finding some grace with yourself, seeing yourself for your own natural beauty. Like, she's just like, kind of like, wow, look at myself. Like, doing mirror work would be really good right now. That's not easy, but I'm picking that up for sure. It's just get very like, because you're not a narcissist, right? If you're watching this, like, but that seems so, self-involved. Yeah, it is, but in a good way. Like, you're finally just paying attention to yourself in ways that you never did before. Not all of you guys, but I think many of you guys, I hope, will resonate with that. I mean, not in the sense that I want you to feel unseen or unheard. Of course not. I'm just trying to identify a wound there that many people have that we're working on healing, right? And this is kind of what this is all about. There you go. There's that card again. Is just elevating. This is emotional healing. You're rising up above all of the emotion. Because, like, that doesn't, I don't know, that ocean doesn't look very inviting to me. Like, if you look into it, it's like kind of, I don't know, it's kind of stormy and wavy. So you're rising above, like, drama and chaos. Like, if any of you guys were in, like, chaotic environments, or if you were in, just unstable homes, like, whatever it was, like, you're elevating up out of it. And this is kind of by just going within, really. What a cool card. Definitely getting a lot of ocean energy for sure. So any of you guys who are drawn to the ocean, or, go snorkeling, like, definitely book a trip somewhere where you can go in the ocean and swim with the fish and dolphins, all that stuff. So good for you. Like, play. I think there's a big opportunity for many of us to kind of play more and have what we need to do that, right? Like, that feels really awesome. It's like, go explore. Yeah, some of you guys are just too in your head and you're needing to make a decision. And that's fine. We all have to make decisions. But back to that idea of, like, look at what you're not choosing instead of what you're choosing, right? So, like, give yourself, like, score points. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, like, you could gamify it and be like, I'm going to write down how many times I, wanted to have a cigarette and I didn't. Or every time I wanted to order a burger and I ordered a salad, whatever it is. Like, you can even find a way to, like, give yourself some rewards for having chosen good behaviors as opposed to, or not choosing bad behaviors. Does that make sense? Like, not choosing a bad behavior is choosing a good behavior. It's just we're looking at it more as an elimination thing than, like, oh, I did this thing. Like, it's more about, like, letting go and overcoming those pulls by giving ourselves recognition of when we don't choose it. Because we always beat ourselves up when we choose it, but we never really congratulate ourselves when we don't. So work on that this week too. Getting clarity around what that thing is that you want to do all the time. There's this plane. Sorry. Oh my God, what the hell? That is crazy. Anyways, I have a big window here, and sometimes, like, when I'm talking to you guys, there's, like, this giant thing, like, going through the air. I'm like, holy shit. Here we are. I feel like kind of on the edge of the world sometimes. You guys ever feel like that? Like Titanic, where you're like, oh my God. Holy shit, we're on the forefront. All right, I'm going to shift decks a little bit because this deck is, like, it's kind of a lot, which is part of the message too, is, like, be mindful if people are kind of too much right now. Like, if there's someone that's going through a lot of drama, like, you might want to kind of back off a little bit, just because, like, that affects us. You know what I mean? Like, this happens to me a lot. Anyone who's sensitive, you go spend time with someone who's, like, all stressed out, you kind of naturally, like, osmosis, you just kind of unfortunately pick up some of that energy, whether you realize it or not. So learning how to kind of work with your energy to kind of release some of those things and just avoid it altogether, even better is just choose something else. Again, like, maybe recognize or give yourself some credit for choosing not to go call your mom when, there's, like, a bunch of shit going on, or to feed into gossip, or to feed into things. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe there's an impulse to do it, or, like, oh, maybe I should go do this. And you're like, no, I'm just going to choose something else instead. I'm going to call this person instead, or I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to do something. Just small, simple shifts like that will build, you know, a lot of momentum will come from that. So try not to jump in too hard and fast into things like that impulsive energy, right? On the other side of it that we talked about earlier, we want to kind of pay attention to those impulses and kind of work on that a little bit right now. Okay? All right. Oh my goodness, that was a whole mouthful. I'm going to shift gears a little bit. I'm going to pull a few oracle cards and then I'll let you guys go. I'm trying to do a longer format here because I really like settling in. I feel like more messages come as we settle into the reading and I don't want to rush off of it. So I think what I'm going to do is try and do like a almost full hour for YouTube, and then I guess I can probably just cut it down to whatever Instagram will allow me. Oh my God, I've been dealing with it with Instagram. It's been really frustrating, but I really love connecting with you guys. I love doing this and I hope it's helpful. If it is, let me know because I will keep doing this. And once Instagram lets me go live again, I'll go back over there. But I'm trying to figure out how I can kind of bring you these weekly messages and also, you know, provide value for you with that. So if it's helpful to you, let me know. Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. Hello. Oh my God, sorry. I'm in a weird mood today. What is going on? Is there some kind of full moon or some shit happening that I don't know about? Because I'm like, there's that plane again. Oh my God. Oh, look, there's those three ladies again. So remember we saw in the three of materials in the Muse deck. Now they're showing up again in the community. So as the community card in this oracle deck. So this is awesome. So definitely another another kind of validation to hang out with your friends, get together with two other women, like just enjoy like kind of that feminine energy, hang out, have fun, play, run around, book a trip. Great time to book a trip with your friends. Oh my God, that would be amazing. Like just enjoy all that beautiful feminine energy right now because there's something to that. I feel like there's like energies when like powerful women come together, like magic can really happen. I mean, no shit, right? Like, so recognize the potency of that. Because I feel like so many of us have been just like going it alone, you know, for so long, right? This whole independent solopreneur kind of bullshit. So over that. Like, where can we like help each other and like work together and build together and grow together instead of just feeling like I'm not going to share my notes, you know, like it's weird. There's this odd energy sometimes when you're too siloed out, there becomes this like natural competition. I'm not getting that necessarily in my life, but for some of you guys, you might deal with that. Like this kind of, you know, this kind of odd one-upmanship that you might be experiencing with other people. So be mindful of that, you know. These are just little things. Again, small, simple shifts. It's like just dusting or getting rid of some cobwebs. You've done the deep clean. Like, trust me, you know, if you're with me now at this point, you've done a lot of like clearing of karma and I mean, believe me, you have. So now, like, take your foot off the brake, you know, a little bit and just let it let things just kind of run, you know, smoothly. And now it's just maintaining that. That's the word I want to use, maintaining it. So it's like you get a deep clean in your home and then like you just maintain it, right? So you dust and you sweep, you know, you vacuum, all those things. It's just, that's all that's required now. It's just maintaining all that good work you've done. So yeah, the healer's here, right? You've healed. You're healed. Like, what if you were done healing? Wouldn't that be awesome? That's exactly it. Like, what would you do with your life if you knew you were done healing the past and the pain and all of it? Like, if that was done and you had just like blue sky ahead of you, what would you do? Good question, huh? That's what he wants to know. Like, well, what would you do if you didn't have to worry about anything? Think about that. That will give you the clarity. That will give you that like cup, you know, of like, oh, I actually love doing this every day, all the time. It's the best, you know? Think about what that is for you. It might be different than what it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 2 years ago. It might even be different than yesterday. Like, let yourself change and grow, but keep asking yourself these questions. I think will be really, really good. Yeah, because some of you guys you're just too tied up. You got to release something, babe. Sorry, someone is just, you gotta let yourself go. You gotta loosen the grip, just kind of, like get off of like other people's expectations or needs. I think some of you guys are just too wound up in someone else's energy right now, honestly, is what I'm feeling. And you might not fully realize it, but it's affecting you. Back to like, when you like hang out with certain people and then like you come home or the next day and you're all like kind of thinking about their problems or you're stressed about it. Like that's this energy. Like you're tied up in someone else's stuff. So part of the clarity has to come from what's your, like the work that you're doing on yourself and what is someone else's problems or situations. And I know we care about people, and I don't mean to be like, of course you care about people and you want to help them, and especially if they're your friends and your family. So I'm not trying to say be an asshole. I'm just saying be mindful of the energy that you are kind of working with and what you're creating and what you're taking in. And that's the maintenance part, right? It's just really kind of refining that a little bit. Yeah, victory. Okay, so many of you guys are this is good breakthrough energy, because you're going from being all tied up, like all fucked up, to just like, you did it. You did it. So many of you guys might be right at the tail end of something. If any of you guys are feeling like, oh my God, like it's almost over. Like I've been so restricted, like maybe you're leaving or you're quitting or you're selling something, whatever it is, like there's huge victory on the other side of this. So if any of you guys are still feeling stuck, break out, especially around mid-February when that fire horse, give it a minute, to get going. But by spring, girl, you are on fire. Like everything is available on the other side of fear. That's why they say that, right? So this is actually really good. And this is a 23, which is a 5, which in numerology, 5s are all about change. So it's a really good time to change this, right? We can all do that. There's always something that's being bound up, right? Especially, well, not especially, but like I think about as a parent, you're always a little bit it's a full-time job, right? So where can we just kind of pull out like that 9 of Cups? It's like, maybe it is a good time to kind of compartmentalize, your feelings or your emotions, or kind of get something squared away, like your priorities, okay? That's a good word, priorities. What really matters to me, okay? And be really honest about yourself. Maybe some of you guys, like your looks really matter to you. Like you want to be fully, and like that's okay. It might sound, superficial, but if that's what really matters to you, that's awesome. That's important to you. So do it. There's nothing off the table here. It's just getting clear on your own priorities, on your own values, on your own desires and wishes, and not what everybody else has put on you or continues to feed you, or all of that external stuff. This is an internal discovery, an internal opening. And you'll start to see, once you kind of get into that vibe, you'll start to see, oh yeah, like I love this. I really want to do that. I want more of that in my life. And then you can kind of get clear. Yeah, maybe you want something, you don't have it. You're like on empty, right? You're like, oh shit, I really need some more of this, some good stuff here. So you're going to find a way to open up to that channel so that can come through you, So I don't know. I'm getting a really good kind of template here for how to be. Oh God, it ain't easy, y'all. I don't know. Some days I'm like, I'm tired. When's this whole game gonna be over with? But then I'm like, all right, let's get back on the horse. So many of you guys are kind of like literally like getting back on the horse, and you're having to kind of pick yourself up from the bootstraps a little bit. But there's that sun, so you can't go wrong with that. So a lot of victory and good things like just on the other side. So don't give up. Absolutely do not give up. Like this is such a good time to really like self-reflect, get clear, find your creative, find all those cups that you love. Start with just one, the main one, which is you, right? And then let it evolve, let it roll out. It's a good time. I'm getting this energy of letting things roll out. Like there's not a lot of force with this. It's just kind of a release. So if any of you guys are kind of like in marketing or PR or have like a business that you're trying to promote, like let it kind of roll out. You don't have to like shout it from the rooftops or like be really weird and I mean, I don't know, weird. I keep saying that word. I'm trying to let that go. You're not having to like scream this thing, you know. They'd rather have you let it evolve, like word of mouth and more of this kind of like, I don't know, people in the know, a little bit more like that luxury exclusive, like feels like a better energy than trying to be like create noise. I mean, there's so much of that going on anyways. Like you guys, you see it, you go through any kind of social media, it's rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, ooh, like this is like, you want something easy, like Sunday morning, right? Like, so allow that energy to come through. Yeah, there's a good card of communication. So any of you guys who are kind of about to share something, or you're going to communicate, or you want to get something out there, or you're opening a new social media account, whatever it is, like this is really good energy. So they want you to do it for sure and focus on that communication. Do some throat chakra work, you know, let that chakra open up. And blue is really good color, you know, to wear, to kind of be like, I don't know, to look at it and just have that energy with you that will help remove any obstacles that are in the way of that clarity coming through. Because some of you guys, the thing that you love to do is to communicate, you know, to share knowledge, to share wisdom. That's a beautiful energy. I mean, this is Archangel Gabriel too. So for those of you guys who are into angels, like call him in, have him help you, right? I mean, all of this is really, you know, it's great, you know, balance. Find that balance, right? That woman up there like meditating, it's all balanced, right? Everything's, you know, everything's cool. It's like everything's chill, right? There's not a lot of turmoil. Like and if there is, we need to turn the volume down on that, okay? Really turn the volume down on any loud noise right now, anything that's like overstimulating. I really feel that, like, as we start to close out the reading, it's just to like have some quiet time, you know, find some peace and find some, just like try to like tune out some distractions, you know. I think it's harder for people, you know, these days to do that because there's so many of them. But I do feel like it will be really good for you guys to just have some quiet time, find some peace, all of that. So good balance. Just, you know, slow it down. Slow your roll. This is not an aggressive energy. Okay. This is about just, yeah, easing out. Some of you guys are just, you got to walk, it's time to walk away from something. So just like bow out gracefully, they're saying, just go. And like, I don't know. I think sometimes when people are really ready to leave situations, like it just happens. Like it just works out. Like I think if any of you guys are worried about walking away from something, the victory card earlier tells me that like you're going to be fine. You're going to be better off. So let this be a message to you, like a sign, I guess. If you're thinking about leaving, I would say definitely now is a good time to do it. Yeah, the bird just flew away. So fly away, honey. Get the fuck out of Dodge if you need to. I mean, I get that sometimes. I'm actually going down to LA this weekend. If any of you guys are down in LA and want a reading or a session, I'll be there for a long, like 4 days or something like that, 5 days. But yeah, some of you guys, it's just like, it's time to just take a break, fly the coop, do whatever. That will really help a lot in terms of identifying the energy and breaking out of this. Because I think that this is definitely, like, I've been feeling like that. Like I wake up, same thing every day, like that mundane kind of feeling. I think a lot of us are getting tired of that. So it's a good time to kind of open that up and step out of anything that feels restrictive. Okay. All right, you guys, I think I'll pull one more, then I'm going to let you go. But I hope everyone is doing really great out there. I'm so happy to like have been so thrilled about my tarot training class. I just wanted to mention that at the portal, we had such an incredible group of women and I loved every single minute of it. I just had so much fun. And we're going to be doing, I'm going to be teaching tarot at Citrine next, which is in Larkspur. For those of you guys who are familiar, if you haven't, I'm constantly at Citrine talking about them, posting about them. So definitely come see me there. I'm going to send a post up with details about that course probably tomorrow. So yeah, there we go. I mean, what a beautiful, like, look at Archangel Michael, just like letting go. This is like what we talked about, like letting go of some things, cutting out some things. You know, if it's too hard to let it go completely, just substitute something a little bit better and like kind of slowly step away from the thing that's like, there's like a harshness to it that I'm feeling doesn't work for you anymore. So anything that feels too harsh or too critical, sometimes I think people do bad things or have habits just so they can beat themselves up for it. Like I've done that. I've totally done that. Or I'm like, I'll do something naughty and I'll be like, just because I can get mad at myself for doing it. And there's some weird fucked up satisfaction that I get out of it. I mean, that not so much these days, right? You know, but I know if I'm being fully honest that I've had that. Like, maybe I just like getting mad at myself. Like, I don't know. It would make sense, you know, based on everything we were, you know, just talking about today. But again, just that light of self-awareness around that you might find, because it's familiar or comfortable, just bring a little bit more consciousness, you know, awareness into how you're thinking, what you're saying to yourself. Like, I'll always do that, but that's part of like the maintenance that I'm getting, is just catch yourself when you're like doing something that feels not good for you. Okay. All right, y'all, I'm going to wrap it up there and say goodbye. I hope you guys have a really great week. I am available for readings, of course. Again, another tarot training coming up. I've got some pop-ups I'm doing next month. So I'm here. I'm available. I love you all so much. So excited for where we're going and all the things that we're doing. I hope these messages resonated, you know. And again, not everything's going to make sense for everyone, but I really hope something landed for you guys and gave you, I don't know, a little bit of inspiration. So anyways, I will see you again really soon and have a great day. Bye.